A race against time to find a submersible that went missing diving into the wreck of the Titanic. Frank Owen is the secretary of the Submarine Institute of Australia. He speaks with us live from Canberra. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Owen. Now, what challenges are rescuers facing in search of this submersible?
Well, the first challenge is actually finding it, communicating with it, and then understanding what the situation is. It's very, very difficult for them to do this when they haven't heard from them now for some 20 hours. So time is of the essence, and time is starting to run out.
Now, based on the time of the incident, what are some of the natural conditions that could have caused this incident, like currents, wind conditions, considering that the incident was recorded 1 hour and 45 minutes into the dive?
Well, there was an announcement that in the space of, or in consideration of it being a particularly nasty winter in Newfoundland, and I know that it's winter here in Australia, but it's getting a bit warmer up in the northern hemisphere. They'd said they'd found a weather window that allowed them to launch. That suggests to me, although I've heard that it's calm, that it suggests to me that it's perhaps a little rough on the surface. And if the Titan, the submersible, has managed to surface by either dumping its plump weights or using its own power to get to the surface, perhaps it is so rough on the surface that it's not able to be detected by the searching forces.
Now, it has been many hours since the vessel went missing. What conditions are the crew facing, perhaps, like temperatures, for example?
Well, I think the temperature on board will get very cold. The water temperature is about 3 degrees at that depth, and keeping everybody warm uses some of the energy in the submersible's batteries, and while it will keep some in reserve for its emergency systems, it also needs that power for communications, for lighting, for heating, as well as propulsion.
Well, reports suggest that the vessel may be stuck within the Titanic's wreckage. Will that present a more challenging situation for the rescue, you think?
It would, because it means that even if they do release their emergency weights, they still can't get clear. A very similar situation occurred when the Russian submarine rescue vehicle AS-28 Priz got caught in hydrophone cables in near Vladivostok in 2005, and they called on the US and the UK to assist them. And the UK was able to send a remotely operated vehicle down to where the submarine was and cut it clear. You'd be looking at the same sort of problem, and unless there is an ROV already on site, then it's going to be a number of days before it can be brought to a port, mounted on board a ship, mobilized to it, as they call it, and then sailed to the site. And each of those, it's like a 1.5 day transit from Newfoundland, St. John's in Newfoundland, to where the Titanic is. So you start adding that up and you're talking days, and the time is running out.
Well, this is certainly a very unique expedition. It costs like $250,000 per person for this. Do we know of any safety records for such expeditions, and should this incident cause alarm for other dives?
I really don't understand very much I don't have a lot of experience in the commercial tourism space. I don't believe that they operate to the same sort of procedures as the oil and gas industry follows. But I would not be surprised if there's a review after this incident.
Well, many thanks for that, Frank Owen. Mr. Frank Owen from the Submarine Institute of Australia. Thank you.